We're over here tapping in with KWJT, Puget Sound from space. I'm over here with Corey. You're tapping in with Tavares and sliding with Solana. KWJT, we're here back at it again with another podcast for you. You already know what I love to do, man. I love to start off today's show with two things, man. Whole lot of love, man. Shout out to the Groovers, slowly but surely. We're turning the tides of that subscriber mark, man. Please continue to tap in, like, comment, and subscribe. We really appreciate you guys for showing all the love and viewing and listening to the podcast. I also would love to give a shout out to Tranquil Forest. We truly appreciate you guys at the home team, man. You guys are always supporting us, always pushing us to do better, and supplying us with the finest dope in the city. And without a further ado-ski groovers, I would like to introduce this week's guest. We got Cameron Dean up in the motherfucking building.
Okay. Thank you. I'm actually excited to be here. I'm supposed to be talking to the mic, huh?
Yeah. Feel free to pull it closer towards you, you feel like, brother, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
No worries.
I have a degree too.
No worries.
No.
Here at the Groovy Tapes, we love to start off with how are you?
I'm really good.
Corey's going dinky over here.
I'm so sorry, guys. All right, I'm good.
I'm good. I flew in last night. I feel like I got really high on my way to the airport.
Yeah.
We're actually on Zoom, but I was on with Jonathan Salmon. Was from Seattle too. He's really dope.
That's by John's Hall.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to bro. He be showing us tremendous amounts of love. Continue.
But we were talking about music videos. We were talking about Seattle. He's from here too, obviously. And yeah, that was a really inspiring conversation. But I think overall, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited about this weekend. And I'm good. What about you guys?
I'm good. I'm really excited because I really love doing interviews, and this is gonna be a really great one. Also because I noticed that you don't have much interviews or any things of those nature.
Nothing.
So this is always fun for me to give kind of the first interview.
The first.
Which is dope because it creates a great sentiment for for people to treat you in the future during interviews, because I feel like we always have a good home base from people that are here and give area to celebrate you as what you've done, how the journey you've traveled so far.
But you know what? That's it. I do feel really far away from where I want to go. I don't know. I do. I think because I know what I've been through and I know what I saw, the shit was really hard to get here. You know? I almost never want to think about it. After today, I'm never happened. But it was really hard. So I feel like hopefully the next part of just the journey doesn't involve that difficulty, you know? I don't want to go through struggle no more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to not be sure of myself. Yeah. I don't want to be lost. I don't want to be confused. I don't want to be what the fuck, you know? And I think it took a long time, but I think I'm a lot more sure of myself, certain of myself, and believing in myself. To where we'll see what happens. But like I said, I think I'm far away from where I'm going.
I do want to touch on let's start there and then let's get into the how we got here. But because your discography up until this part is
do I have one?
I feel like your range of what
portfolio.
Oh, portfolio. I'm
portfolio.
Sorry.
Either one. I'm what have you?
I feel like it's such a range of what you've shot and been a part of, and the moments that things that you've shot that I was already a fan of, and just this is a great the Rumor video specifically.
I directed that one. Yeah.
One of my when I saw Westside Gunn and Rumor come together, and the visual kind of matched.
Oh, you knew the song?
Yeah, I heard the song, and then the visual came out, and I was oh shit, it felt like the two energies match because Rumor is such like, I feel like he goes so crazy. Like even when he was like on the beach, he buried himself. Like his ideas are so grand and you don't expect it from a dude in a ski mask. So like, I feel like you captured with him and Westside Gunn being such like the CEO of like Buffalo and that kind of like the money throne is like so symbolistic, but also it's just like fun to have a money throne for Westside Gunn to like rap in front of. So it like, for me, it just like seeing the art behind it, it was like really dope for them two to come together. And I feel like the vision was like portrayed perfectly. That's crazy. And I was a fan. And then to meet the person that like directed it and just like was like, nah, throw the money more. Like there's not enough like to just know the person that was like yelling and directing and organizing it is really cool for me just because like Koi was like, I was on the first sets with him and just watching it from behind the scenes. And I know how much of it's like a lot of your voice. It may not be you in front of it, but it's a lot of your guiding and like less of this, more of this. So for it to be portrayed, I thought it was really dope and it came out really well. But yeah, it was just one of those moments for me that I was like, to find out that you're from here, it was really dope to just know and be a part of that like scene and be like, man, you shot some like my assumption is someone from LA with a huge budget or someone like New York like would do that, but to know it's someone that comes from our backyard did it, it's really, really cool.
I mean, I've been to Gays Bakery 100 times. You know what I mean? At the street. But you know what's crazy? That day was my first day meeting him.
Really?
On set. Both of them, actually. I don't even think, I'm trying to think, did we talk before? I don't think so. You know, originally, I'm trying to think so originally his label had hit me up, Akila, who's this commissioner.
Yeah.
She had hit me up and was like, that was actually my first time hearing of Rumor, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know. Anyway, but so she hit me up and she's like, hey, we have this song and do you want to do a video? And, you know, will you write a treatment, will you write an idea? So like, I don't know. I think I was high as fuck. Didn't think twice. Yeah. Wrote an idea and it didn't take very long, but they just chose the idea. Yeah. And so we shot half of it in Atlanta, half of it in LA. But it's funny you said the money throwing part. He wanted to take that out or just dilute. You know, I remember that was one of the things we went back and forth about after because we shot a whole nother day because I think we all felt really good about it. I think, and you know, but I think we wanted more. Like we added the scene of him and his friends. We shot it in Long Beach. The people, we had just ran around these apartments and just like found people.
Right.
They were literally inside their house. Like they weren't even, fire. Yeah, like it was people like walking around this apartment complex because the stuff we shot in Long Beach, it was like his manager's friend's house. Yeah. It wasn't kind of like this. Yeah. Like it wasn't, and we shot the other stuff in Atlanta in a studio. Yeah. And I think we had like 30 extras or something like that. And there was a girl who was like the lead of it too. She was everyone else was extras. But the video was dope. I mean, the crew, like, I feel like they're a part of that too, you know? And, you know, everybody who came to Atlanta, it was 4 of us. It was myself, the producer, Lex, Keith, and Jeff. We flew there. And, I was so nervous the day before to make that video because, and to be honest, that was the first time I heard of Westside Gunn. I mean, I was just nervous, you know, because I didn't know. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't think about it. You know, that's not the case with most videos. Most videos, I know who the artist is. I listen to the music, but I don't know. Like, clearly, there was something that Rumor had to see in me to be like, yo, he should direct the video. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like some random, like, you know. But I didn't know him. He didn't know me. Never heard of his music. You know, so it was dope. We connected really well on set. He's fucking dope. Yeah. You know, and I think Westside, I think we only had like 2 hours to shoot him in and out. Like it was one of those situations where like he has to leave. You know, and I didn't know. But I don't know, their team, like after we shot the video, I started to get really inspired by just them. And then people started telling me like, do you know who they are? You know what I mean? Like, do you know? And I dug in and saw the Virgil and Westside stuff and all. And I was like, whoa, like I wish I would have even, like, I didn't even think, you know? But I just did do a video that Benny's in. So I don't know. It kind of like keeps going, I guess. But
I kind of let me dive up in here real quick. I want to give you a round of applause for one sharing that moment with us.
That's also random. I'm sorry. Hopefully he's not offended. You know what I mean? Because I know him. I mean, I know him now, but I'm saying I didn't know him. You know,
we're just talking about the moments leading up.
Yeah. Damn, I done told this man's person.
I think these moments are something a lot of people like take for granted because one, you're kind of being called and you're in the most like raw form of your like profession, you know. Someone reached out to you, someone was all like, this is a known director of videos, and
I think
we want their
because I had done a few videos with Warner because
Warner reached out,
you know. So but also too, like I'm learning now, like yes, there are a lot of people that shoot things, right? But I am learning that like there's not that many people that kind of cross all those T's and dot all those I's as far as who gets some of these opportunities. And I don't even think I've realized that till recently, like last couple months, you know what I mean? Type thing. So like, it is a big deal. Like I you know, even that they chose me, like that is a stamp now that I'll have forever. A moment, you know what I mean? A video I'll have forever. A lot of people saw it. You know, it's led to a lot of people hitting me up, even after, like, all these rappers. I was like, I don't know, you know, that was a one time, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't know.
I did it for Warner.
Yeah, I was like, that was a one time, you know, but people, like, blew up the phone after that video. Yeah. And I was so, like, I don't know, I kind of, like, ghosted my phone, you know, because I just felt, like, weird, but
yes. Like, like outside of your initial feeling of feeling weird, that's like granted, you know, a lot.
And we're not just in a way of like, damn, like you guys really like that.
But that's crazy.
I can do so much better. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Man, fucking
all I could think was like, damn, I could do better. You know. So I just walked away.
Do you find that you shy away from those moments when you like? It's just doing your job sometimes. Like, yeah, you're creating.
Nah, you know what's weird? I need to be more that way. Yeah. You know? I need to be less attached. Because I think the thing about it is, like, once I lock into doing a video, it's almost like I almost have to go really far in my head. You know what I mean? And really far in, like, okay, what does this even look like? Because as a director, you're right. Like, you have to come up with, what is this video? Yeah. I mean, you have to write an idea. Like, you have to, so it's almost like you kind of, I don't almost have to get inside of the person's head, but like, you have to get inside their artistry, you know? You have to get lost in like, okay, like, so you have to, so I don't know, like, I guess I related a lot to, I love the ski mask thing. You know what I mean? I love what that represents. Like, I love the fact of like, no one knows what's under that, you know? Like, I can relate on like, I'm a hider, like as far as a person, I'm working on it, you know, clearly like this is my first interview.
Yes.
But, so I was like, yo, like mentally I am a ski mask, you know what I mean? So I'm learning to take it off and not to be that way. But, sorry, what was you about to say?
No, I think, one for sure in that visual, I think it really explained, how well you're able to, you know, immerse yourself within the artistry. I think you touched on that really nicely. I love the fact that you bring up rumor and the reason why they wear the mask. And I did a little research, and from initially signing, he told people that he didn't want people to judge him by the way he looks. And
I know
and
that
wanted listeners to listen to the music before. So instead of like listening with your eyes, listen with your ears.
Crazy.
It's honestly amazing because you translated that. The fact that within the music video you had the extras with the ski mask, you had that portrayed in the way that
I didn't know he said that. Like, I'm saying like that, all I could think now is
that's when
damn, like I wish I I almost wish people could watch without their eyes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like how
That's exactly.
but sorry.
That's exactly what he mentioned, and for you to not, I think this is us stepping around the fact that like you were getting in your bag.
Really?
Like,
oh wow.
No, I mean,
like everybody on that cruise, like there was a real money stash. You know what I mean? Like it was a real, all the bikes, the guys that came and rode the bikes around, like. It was dope. Like I was dying on set. Like the food was really good in the morning. We had Chipotle.
But you conveyed that without having the initial information, or at least the wherewithal. So that I think that is something you should commend, and something that should be highlighted, because that's you reaching into your bag, and you like someone is tasking me with portraying their vision, and for you to even have that like even the split dynamic when you shot Westside Gunn, within those 2 hours you portrayed Westside Gunn in the manner of their his verse, and I'm captivated by it, because I love those things. Those are the niche things that stand out to me when it comes to.
He also has like a presence too.
Videography. That's just awesome.
Wow. Are you guys fans of Westside and Rumor? Like,
he's a huge fan of Westside. I'm a huge fan of Westside. I love Rumor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been listening to Rumor day one. So
you do the record, everything.
Yeah.
Wow, that's lit.
It's funny that we watch for different reasons.
Yeah, everybody has different perspectives. Yeah, I'm like, damn, but it's all right.
No worries. Do not apologize, because we're here talking, and I love you.
Wow.
Before we get into like just what you've done to date, I wanted to take it back to like where you kind of started, and kind of what got you into directing. Was it always video? Was it something before video?
I had a whole life. So I'm from Seattle. Yeah. I think the beginning of my wanting to, I've always wanted to direct. Honestly, I always wanted to direct videos. I just was scared. I was just scared to even admit it that, It's weird. But I went to a church tabernacle.
Yeah.
And I remember being in the little children's choir and wanting to direct the choir. And then I remember I would dance in church, because I used to dance a lot, kind of my inside background, which not even inside background, but I started really dance in theater. That's kind of where I started. And so I would dance in church. I would make up choreography. That's where I learned how to make up choreography. And I would do it in front of the church, and people would be like, wow, what the I'd be like jumping and flipping, all types of stuff, and I think people would be like, what the but it's weird, because I don't necessarily know if that's in me today. I don't really want to go up on a stage and perform, but I think it was more about the conveying, it was more about I'm emoting something, And then, and I only did it myself because I couldn't really find someone. I would try to get people to do it with me, and then they would be way more scared than I was, know? So I think once I got out of that, I got into Langston Hughes, which is down the street too, the summer musicals. And I was never the star actor. Not that I can't probably snap into it and probably become convey that, right?
Yeah.
But it just, that wasn't my, I don't even not say it was my gift, but it just wasn't what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I loved being in the room. I was damn, I love this component of creating a show.
Yeah.
So I think I knew then, okay, I want to do something like this that combines that. And so continuing after that, in high school, I was doing choreography and dance. So I don't know, I went to Garfield, and the dance scene was so political there. It was I don't know, for whatever reason, every year I felt like I had to go through the ringer to even make the team, and I would never make it,
I was here last
but
year.
It was weird. They would be like, hey, but can you come make up dances for us? I'm like, but I can't be on this. It was weird. There's something.
Oh no.
I know. I would make up the dances, and they wouldn't let me. It was crazy. So then I went over to Rainier Beach. Crazy.
That would be awesome.
So I went to Rainier Beach, not for high school, but just I went because I knew I had some friends there, and I started making up dances for their dance team, against my school.
So, that's awesome, because I'm a Viking.
I know.
I went to beach, so
get.
Nah, the dance team, that beach was lit.
Exactly.
We were so dope. The year that I remember I choreographed the whole thing for Bubble and Brown. Yeah. And
Oh wow!
Look, he got his Viking hat on right now.
I literally, so like it was. We did that year. We did like it wasn't really a clear theme, but it was like a circus kind of theme ish. The outfits were we could have improved there, but the dancing and the routines were insane. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do choreography. I'm gonna move to LA. I'm gonna be making up dance for Beyonce. That's just what I thought in my head. And so I remember coming to LA and trying to like just figure it out and not knowing anybody. So I would literally hit up anybody that I knew, just trying to find people. Yeah. I remember one of my first like jobs I had got was through a friend of mine who was like letting me stay at her apartment. It was for BET. They had the Celebration of Gospel show. And I was like a creative production assistant type thing. And I remember meeting Kim Burse at the time. And Kim Burse then was Beyonce's musical director at the time. And I remember around that time, I was more of like a stalker of like the creative directors behind certain artists, the directors to some levels, you know what I mean? But I was more like Kim Burse to me was Beyonce. You know what I mean? Like Sierra Pardo is Rihanna to me. I mean, Sierra Pardo is Rihanna's creative director. Yeah. Was for like 12 years. I would know who they were before I would know who was writing the songs. You know what I mean? I would know who was producing the music. I was so infatuated with that. Like I was like, who's writing Chris Brown songs? Like I need to find them. Yeah. Like, you know, who's coming up with his clothes? Who's coming up with his I don't know. I just need to find them. Like it wasn't even a forced thing. Like no one told me to do that. I think I was like, let me just figure that out. So I would, look at the credits. I would find those people. I would just figure it out. So anyway, so I land a production situation with doing the BET stuff with Kim Burse, meeting her. She didn't really, at the time she met probably a bunch of people. Yeah. But that day impacted me so much where I was like, okay, like I met her like my first week or so in LA. Yeah. If I met her, I can get to, whoever else, because LA, everyone is be around. Yeah. And at the time, the Celebration of Gospel was huge at that time. That was like the last thing Whitney Houston did before she passed. And I just thought like, I'm going to really get somewhere. Yeah. Skip like probably like a year into it because I went to college in LA too. So I went to a school called American Jewish University. Very random. I'm not Jewish. The school is in Bel Air. I know it's. It is. It's in Bel Air. College though. I go anywhere. Exactly. They let us in. What the fuck? But the school's in Bel Air, and it's weird. There's 100 at the time. They actually just closed the school like a year ago because I guess somebody stole a bunch of money, but we'll get to that later. But I went to a school called AJU, Jewish school, and about 100 kids went to the school. And I had never seen, to be honest, like money like that. Yeah. Like I never saw like, wow, like this person's parent has this mansion that has a horse track and in one house. You know what I mean? It's crazy things. So I was like, okay, wait, I need to put together what I want to do with the money, how am I going to, like, I just saw these things, but it was weird, like, looking who I was then, I just didn't have the mind to do it yet. But I had I was like, oh, I can't wait to. Yeah. So I ended up I started as an intern. I'm trying to think, a friend of mine, Kimmy, who went to my school, the Jewish school, I was spending the night at her family's house one weekend in Laguna. And her mom was like, hey, my friend works at this company that Puff Daddy is supposed to be working with. Like, do you want to intern there? Like, and so I'm like, hell yeah. And I think I'm like 18. Yeah, I'm 18 at the time. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So she's like, so you would go on Monday. This is the information. She didn't tell me the name of the people, not just the address. Yeah. And I don't even think it was also like, this was about almost 10 years ago. So so people weren't like a Googler. Like it was a different world. Yeah. So so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to this building on Monday, find Puff Dad, whatever. I get there and it's the Universal building. It's in Monica. And, I give the person at the front my name and she's like, hey, you're gonna go to the 5th floor. The 5th floor was Interscope. So I'm like, okay, wait. Like, so I meet, it was Deanna, Pamela, so they were like, you're gonna be an intern in the production department. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, great, like I am about to be like, what's next? Be a random building. So it was like, so the production department at the time handled more like masters and like the CD plants and like all those things. this is when they at the time they had like Gaga, LMFAO, was
street teams were still popping.
Street teams, all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, like dope. I'm gonna be an intern, which in my mind is a CEO. You know what I mean, of Interscope. So I started as an intern, and I did that for about 6 months. And I remember thinking like, okay, either I need to get a job or I need to get something. But I wasn't never like, when I say even needing a job, it was never because I wanted to be rich, right? It was because I thought I need to get to the next thing,
Yeah.
So I remember talking to her and be like, yo, do you think I could possibly get a job here? And she was like, you're not really like the office-y type person. And this was when I was 18,
Yeah.
And she was like, she was like, I think you're going to do well, but like, I don't know if you'll do well here. So I was like, okay, wow. You know what? Okay. So I ended up, at the time you could meander around the offices at the time. Like, now things have changed a lot. Like there's your cubicle, sit in it. But you could, up and down. And also Interscope was in the building, in the Universal building with all the other labels too.
Yeah.
So I remember going to the other side of the building and talking to the A&Rs and being like, hey, how do I get into getting a job here? I'm an intern on the other side of the building. It was split buildings, but a hallway connected them.
Okay.
So I was like, how do I get into A&Ring? And they pretty much kind of gave me the same thing. Like, hey, like, not great. Like, it was like, I remember I went in, his name is Terrence Nelson. And he's not even an A&R anymore. But sitting next to him was a guy named Larry Jackson. Larry Jackson is like the head of Apple Music now, which is, that's why you never know where people are going to end up. But he was an A&R at the time, sitting next to the guy that So I remember him basically being like, yo, I think you're dope, but like, good luck. So I remember I had kept meandering. Sometime, like, this is all in a very short time frame.
Yeah.
I went downstairs to the 3rd floor. And because I would look and see all the floors, all the offices, the names, who's in each, like I was that person. So went to the 3rd floor, started walking around. I remember meeting a guy, meeting a few people in there. And the 3rd floor was Def Jam. So I remember being like, hey, I'm an intern on the 5th floor. I was thinking about transferring. Like, I just kind of, how do I... And I don't even think they realize, but I kind of finessed my way into an internship with Def Jam so like legitly, like it was like I think because at the time it was like 6 months. You can only do 6 months as an intern at the company.
Yeah.
But I don't remember what I said, but I finessed my way into them saying, yeah, we'll take you here. Yeah. Just this is the paperwork you need to fill out. They gave me an internship. It was pretty much transitional.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
You just went downstairs.
So I ended up getting an internship with them for like 6 months. That turned into like a tip job, and it was also in A&R where I wanted to be. At the time, the SVP of A&R was a guy named Max Goose. He was really the one I think that was like, okay, I see something in you. Do something with it.
Yeah.
And at that time, he had A&R'd like the first 3 Beyonce albums.
Wow.
I know. But he had just signed YG at the time.
I have to stop you just for 5 seconds on the story. Do you know how many, like, the names that you've said throughout just these moments that have just told you, like, you have it, and like whatever path you're walking is yours?
Damn, I didn't even realize.
Because what I see of just throughout this story of just in the 6 months of you being there, you went after every opportunity to succeed, where most are just like, fuck, I didn't even think I'd be in the building at 18.
But you know how I've always looked at things is, I'm sure there's other people, there's somebody right now doing it. You know what I mean? Like I guess I always thought everybody does whatever they do.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
But no.
Oh, okay.
But people do whatever they do, but you, in even not betting on yourself to where you are betting on yourself today, you were still in the like, yeah, I'm betting on myself. I'm going to be in LA. I'm going to do...
Didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I was more like that now, because I would be like, now I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Get me away from me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't... What comes with this? You know, but...
Exactly. But I feel like you currently, I feel like you've earned the right to be skeptical and being like, what does this come with? Because you had to be an intern at Interscope. You had to be an intern at Def Jam. You had to earn...
That's crazy.
Free, like it's... To me, this is a beautiful story because, like, the one thing I feel like is lost in the world is, like, free work is okay because you don't know where that shit will
I did a lot of free work. I almost do too much. I almost do it now. I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, why am I, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't do so much free work. I'm like, I be cussing myself out now.
Yeah,
you know?
rightfully
like,
so. 'Cause you had to go like 10 years ago. You were in offices that garnered you the right to pick and choose what free comes with.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm definitely gonna let you continue where you left off, but I just think like you just taking us through those moments and just going through those offices where even there were probably like 5 to 10 other interns. Only you were, hey,
but you know,
this gotta go up the ladder to where I see more of what I want to do because it might lead to more of what I want to do. And most people stop at, I'm in the building. I get to go run errands. In 6 months, I'll do something else, and that's where the dream stops. And to me, through these moments, there was no way you were letting it just pause there just for the moment.
Yeah, I mean. But weirdly enough, I always felt like I saw other people that were moving too. You know what I mean? Maybe because that's also who I look to as well sometimes. Yeah. Like I think whereas you're right, it's good to see people across the aisle or like, and I saw all those people. I'm not saying they're my best friends or, you know what I mean? But I think I saw so much success that I was like, oh, like people don't go after this. You know what I mean? And not seeing success. I did not grow up in music. I did not grow up in the music business. My mom and dad know nothing. They don't know nobody in it. My friends don't know nobody in it. They don't even be. I don't even be getting it, understanding. But but it's very natural. And I guess that for me, I never had to like force myself into outside of a few times where I'm like, I really want this to happen. You know what I mean? That we'll get to that later. But but you know, I think at the beginning everything was like super like. I literally walked into the right doors, you know what I mean? And clearly those doors were open for me, you know? And I wish I would have been more in like like, thank you, God. Like, this is amazing. Instead of like, I need to get to the next. This isn't like, I need to get like, I always thought that. Like, I think even in situations, I never appreciated them enough because I always thought, okay, what's next? You know what I mean? And like, okay, cool. Like, Def Jam thing is cool. What's next? You know what I mean? Like I need to, okay, cool. Like intern's cool. I need like, I always was like next. Like, and I'm even that way now to like agree where I'm like, stop. It's psychotic. But I don't know. Those times taught me a lot. And and also I wasn't a doormat intern. Like, I mean, I ended up getting hired and there's more to the story. But like, I think, you know, I don't know. Like, I guess what I will say is like, I wish I could talk to that person then and like as of now just you know really, and I'm sure I was an amazing person. Like I feel like I was so nice and so not like, I don't know, I was way nicer. I mean, I'm a nice person, but I was too nice. You know what I mean? I was so excited to be there. I was so excited to like grab a water for someone, but I also felt like I wasn't just the grab a water for you type person, you know. And I felt like, okay, like what am I gonna do with this? You know, so like I then kind of applied and went back to the well, I know all the credits, I know all these people. Let me try to use this Def Jam thing to find those people. You know what I mean? Because they're walking in this door too clearly. Like they're writing on the albums that are coming out of this building. I need to let me figure that out. And I remember at the time, you know, Def Jam at the time I feel like was Rihanna, Bieber, and whoever else at the time. But Rihanna was the biggest. She was the building. Yeah, you know, as far as
she kept the lights on for
she
sure.
Was the lights and on and off, everything. You know, there was her picture was on every single. Like it should be the bath of Rihanna. Like it was just like, okay, you turn the one on Rihanna water. Like it's like it just was very. There was umbrellas like like Rihanna was the building. Yeah. But I remember at that time the album they were working on was not Talk That Talk. It might have been Talk That Talk. Yeah. And I remember I was like, or it was the Red album, Loud was the album. Oh, wow. And there was this writing camp. I was living in North Hollywood at the time, and there was this. I know she remembers this, but one of the writers who I was like a stalker of writers. I was like, oh my God, was Stacey Barth, and I remember meeting her at my apartment building that I was subletting. Yeah. And I just remember being like, oh my God, I want like, how can I tell? I would like try to talk to her all the time. You know, just like, I remember she was telling me like, hey, I'm going to some writing camp. Yeah. And I'm, as an intern, as you know, I'm kind of connecting some of these dots in my head. The writing camp was one of those Rihanna albums. Yeah. And she wrote Cheers for Rihanna. Wow. And on that album, I ended up after that, like even skipping past it, because I ended up getting hired. My life ended up kind of getting amazing and whatever. Yeah. But even after that, I met so many writers on that album. You know, she wrote Cheers. Priscilla wrote California King Bed, and I forgot what else she wrote on there. And I met her at church. I went to this church called One Church. She was with, at the time, she was with K. Michelle because she was writing all of K. Michelle's music. Yeah. Now she's Money Long, has Hours and Hours. I think people know who she is. But I met her then, you know, and all of those artists, even like Dee Brown, who's now Lucky Day, you know, those people were around, you know, weren't far away. That was who I was looking across to, or that was who I was looking at and being like, wow, like they're so fucking dope, you know? Like, oh my God, like I would listen to Priscilla's demos. I mean, this is before she was Money Long, and be like, "Oh my God! Like, how is this not number one?" You know, like how is
you're
this?
seeing raw talent.
I'm just like emotion. These people are stupid, you know. But you know what? Too is like, I think it takes a long time for certain people, to build a confidence and belief in themselves. At least for me, I know that's been my issue in my life. One of them, but to really believe in yourself, like you can have this undenying talent, but like if you don't be like, you know what? I'm about to do something with it, and I'm gonna do the right things with it. It's almost like having a child inside, like a child inside of you or with you. Like videos and making art to me is literally kind of similar to having a child. Like the care of it, you know, and how delicate it is. Like you can get really fucked up and get depressed. You could lose yourself. You could whatever. Just by one day or one situation not going right or one video not going right. Like I've had videos that have never come out that no one probably will ever see. Not anymore, but like when I first started. And like, I guess I didn't start doing music videos until about 3 years ago. Wow. That was the first time I did a video was 3 years ago. Yeah. I'm not going to say who I did it with and who first video, cause it doesn't matter, but that video, I still think about a lot to this day, you know, because it was almost like, if I will say I've ever had to force some situations, it was probably some of my first couple of videos because I didn't have any work. So I wanted to just find artists who would let me do videos with them. Yeah. I had clearly had some type of music career before, you know, making physical videos. Yeah. And I was doing like creative direction. After A&Ring, I was doing creative direction for a while. And we could skip past that shit because whatever. Maybe we can dive into it later. But I was doing creative direction for a while, which is very different from music videos. Yeah. For different artists, and it was really dope artists that just kind of saw something in me that was like, I like your ideas, or you know. And also, I'm not stupid. I wanted to do something with it. I wanted to do it at the highest level. Like I said, like I've been fans of like some of the greatest creative directors of all time, and like, you know, I don't know. At the time, I really wanted to do it. So I think once I got to a point of like, okay, I'm not scared of doing music videos. I'm gonna go after what my dream is. Yeah. Is I started to do a few, and then I realized how hard it was. I was like, damn, this shit is really hard. Like, I don't know anything about lighting. I don't know anything about editing. I don't know anything about coloring. Like, what the fuck? Like, why didn't nobody tell me this? But you just learn it, and you figure out, like, every video I did, like, the first few were trash, super trash. But I just was like, you know what? Let me just not quit. Like, I remember I was walking home one day from my car, just crying, like, damn, I suck. You know what I mean? Like I had just left like an editing. So this is like like probably around that time I met you. Like I was just like, I think that was probably, I was trying to meet I was trying to meet anybody that could help make the videos better because they were trash. Yeah. And I was like, and I'm sure somebody will look at it, I'm like, that's not trash, you know? But I knew like, yo, these are not
what you
could
want.
do better at least.
Wait, I mean, I see myself now and I'm like, get it together. Like, but I think at that time, like I just, I don't know. I wanted to be who I'm becoming now, but yeah.
No, hey, I'm about to smack down a motherfucking hand clap for that.
Sorry, I was like winded.
No, I feel like
this is where you can do that. So.
One, that, and I feel like you've done so much to be where you are. The journey has to be captured, even if that's just the highlight reels. You know, like even if that's the version that was like challenging and like taught you a lot, and there were so many more moments of that, those days and those moments. Like I feel like to make it to be able to do the kinds of things that you're doing today, you have to have those moments. So like it's okay to be long-winded.
I also feel like
because it was good. For me, it was very informational.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like I gathered a lot. That's why.
But for me, it's eating me alive. Like I like to fail. You know what I mean? Like I think some of those early videos fuck me up even now. Where I'm like, I kind of pass on videos today because I be having to get over that shit. Or like I think like, damn, like I fucked up on that. So we'll like. I don't know. Well, I be in my head, like y'all do. So I think I always can justify being scared. Like being scared is something I can justify. Like and I'll find a way to not do it. Like I think I'll find a way to like not think I'm those things or not think I'm able. But I think, I've come to the point where I'm like, okay, I legitimately can do it. Like let me stop. Like
and
but it took a lot. It took a lot of crying and shit and pandemic shit and shrooms and all types of shit. But
well, I think that's good to have that, to know that what you're capable of could always be better, but also aware that you kill it. Like just what you sent us as just like a wow. Here's just some shit that I shot. Like and like
it's not even we get a load, someone drops us a load and
not
we do our research, but good God.
Like it was like really easy to be like, oh, this like I'm
starstruck. Like,
you've done
in the room with someone who's worked on these huge creative projects, It's something we live by.
But I guess sometimes I'm like, how huge are they? Because I'm like, run me my money. But like, I mean, more, right, more. But two, I think, I don't know. I think some of like, I guess you're right. You're right. And I think that's probably me trying to belittle it too. You're right.
Just the Gaelic song and the Gaelic Black song is like the coloring.
Oh, Gallant. Oh wow, Warner too.
Yeah, the coloring, the really bright, or like having creating those moments and just like being able to be like, nah, the orange is not orange enough, or the pink isn't really like the pink in my head. Make it pink. Like to take those moments and be able to deliver on the music end is like really cool to me, just because like, again, that's another song I was just like, I wanted some R&B, threw the album on, was fucking with it. I already like Black as an artist, so it was just very easy for me to digest it and then to be like, oh shit, this video is fire. And then again, to have one of these moments where it's just like,
wow,
you told like, hey, nigga, swing faster or slower, or you were
that's crazy.
You were in the room having those battles, having that challenge, and just be like directing that. And I just feel like you shouldn't understate what you're capable of, because you sent us the widest range of videos, but they all still felt like you, because I feel like there's certain angles and certain shots that you look for in every artist. It may not be the same, but like it's still your point of view. You're trying to meld like their art with your point of view, and I feel like you do achieve it, especially with what you sent us and what's to come out in the next couple of weeks and things of that nature is just like another way. Like we were rewatching the songs you sent us like before you got here.
Oh wow.
I was just like, it's really cool to get a black and white video and feel and not lose anything in it.
Oh wow.
That's what it felt like for me. So it's just creating those moments. And then we had to figure out what part Ty Dolla $ign was on. We were like, was he like, he was there, but he didn't do like a hook or a verse or nothing. And so I was like, he was on the background.
I'm about to talk about that video right now, actually, because it's weird. I think most of the times, I think I do a video with anybody, right?
Yeah.
And move so far in my life mentally that I don't even. It's almost like a Men in Black. Like I don't know why. I'm working on it. But I want to talk about the artist of that video for a moment, actually. Because I feel like... are you guys familiar with him? I have no idea.
Oh, definitely familiar.
Okay.
Are we
Of his
speaking of
act-
Leon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of his acting career, not his musical.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about. I met Leon, I think, a few years ago at like a party or something.
Yeah.
And we had like just talked over the years or whatever. And originally we, I remember he was like, "Yo, we just kind of." I felt like I have just great chemistry, especially creatively. And I remember we were talking about this video in particular, and we had to like change the idea a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And it was weird. Like he's such a to me, I look at him like, damn, like, do you even know what's in you as far as creative? Like you are so fucking dope.
Yeah.
Cause I've heard his album and all those things, and god damn, like it's like, why has no one heard this? It's just so fucking dope. Like his voice is really, really, really good. Like I just be like, I've been in the studio with him a bunch of times. I'm like, why don't you even know what you're saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, do you hear this? Like, but yeah, he's done a lot of stuff just with different artists. I think a lot of people don't know.
There's a lot of writing credit too.
A lot of writing credit. So he did like, he has like 3 on Drake's most recent album. Nasty is one of my favorite songs. I should probably tell him this too. But that for Ariana Grande, it's one of my favorite songs. The new Jack Harlow, he did a song on too, the one with Lil Wayne.
Oh, fire!
And he did, I think, a song on Ella Mai's new album too that came out on Friday, and a bunch of other songs. Nigga has a Grammy, all types of shit. But he just signed to Motown, and Ty has a label deal now with Motown, and Leon's the first artist. And mind you, we planned all this stuff before all of that. Even before the Drake stuff, like we were talking about doing a video before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And I remember I had went like location scouting. Like we had seen, like it was, but I think life happens how it happens. One.
Yeah.
And 2, like if anything, I'm so much more inspired to do any type of art with him. But he has this album. It's really fucking dope. It's really fucking dope. And I remember, he had sent it to me, and the song, I was in Atlanta last year. I did a few videos in Atlanta last year. But he sent me the music, and this is before Benny was on the song.
Yeah.
And so he sent me the Benny verse with it like a couple months ago or whatever. And I love that fucking video. I really do. I love that video. I never look at the videos I do and be like, yo, I love this. Yeah. I'm always like, oh, I hate, fuck. like I just,
one component.
It's all wrong. You know what I mean? When I look at the Rumor video, I can't even, I don't know. It's like, cause I see the 500 things I would have did differently. Yeah. But that one, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably one day going to be like, I would have done this, but whatever. You know what I mean? Like, like that one, I don't even care. Like, I love that video. And that was also the first time where I kind of directed it with the artist. Like I directed, like as far as the entire thing. Yeah. Most of the time I kind of come in and just like directed, edited together with, if I'm working with an editor, colorist, all that stuff myself. Like nobody really gives me input. Yeah. But he had a lot of input the whole time. And I hope people love that video. I really do. And Ty's like in it. He literally wasn't even supposed to be in it. That was not planned. We shot the video in the Valley like last month, actually, at a studio. Ace's, thank you, Ace, for giving us that space or letting us shoot there. But yeah, like it was dope. The styling I loved. I loved the entire crew. I love the lighting. Bruce, who DP'd that video, he DP'd one of my favorite videos from last year, Family Ties, Baby Keem Kendrick. And I remember watching it like, oh my God, I love this video. Yeah. And I had just done a video with fireworks. I was like, these niggas.
But go crazy.
But I remember seeing that video. And it's funny, like, I just remember thinking like, oh my God, I want to work. Like, I love just the cinematography. Yeah. That's who did the cinematography with, or the DP for that Leon video. But I hope people fuck with it. Like, that's my biggest thing. And I'm actually coloring that video right now. So that's why before I was here, I was working on the color. I'm coloring both videos, with that video and another one. And the colorist, not to brag on him, but he colored Formation for Beyonce, and he colored He's colored some big ones.
Yeah.
I don't even have to go to it. But you know, I just, like, but he's fucking dope. Like,
bag.
so yeah. But his name's Aubrey.
Shout out to Aubrey.
I know, right?
No, I don't. I think the people who are anticipating the video are truly gonna appreciate the work that you and the crew put in. I definitely felt it when I watched it. You know, I love the just you capturing Leon's essence in that beginning.
That boy dope.
Him on the drums is classic, you know, and to speak on like the earlier career of Leon and like growing up.
So you guys know him from Victorious.
Yes, Victorious. That boy Andre was,
But
You know what's crazy?
the show.
I didn't know how big it was. So
We're already
That's the
fans.
shit.
I'm ready. I don't care what.
Andre was
like,
the best character
The
on the show.
music is
No
already
cap.
fire to me. I don't
Before
care.
meeting
It's like,
you and learning the story,
Wow.
and learning about Leon, and
He was
his
a goat.
artistry.
I had never. So
Andre and his grandma.
exactly.
So that's why people keep saying it. Because I saw some comments and it was like, his grandma would be so proud.
Yeah.
I was like, who is his grandma? Like, I was like, this, you know, I met his mom on set. And I was like, okay, I need to meet his grandma. But I clearly not right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
But so like for me, it's
and
like,
I had never, I never watched Victoria. To be honest, I never watched it. I actually know Victoria, like personally. I know her personally. And
Wow.
outside of, but what I'm saying is outside of really me, like, but I didn't even know it was such a big show.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, and
Yeah, it
there's
was
like,
like
a whole,
it was like right after the iCarly hype.
Yeah.
And like
never watched that either. I was more
kids
That's
were
So
on it.
Raven.
watched
I was watching like WWF and shit. I wasn't
Yep.
watching
No, fire.
Victoria. Like it wasn't, you know, I was making up churches that dance. Like
Yeah.
I missed it, you know, but people said it's a huge show.
No, it's a huge show, and for me, it's like when we were just texting and just like putting this together, and you were just like, yeah, I got this one with Leon, and then I clicked on it, I was like, oh yeah, I don't like it. The song is amazing, the video is amazing, but like
You're like the idea.
yeah, like I'm already a fan. Like bro, already we've been locked in since like 12 or something. So
Really?
yeah. So it's like for me.
his
I
character
gotta
on the
understand
show
where I
was
am
a
more.
musician as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and did crazy runs on the show with
Yeah.
certain episodes where Andre would or you know Leon's character would just go crazy, sing songs, play the piano.
He's low key like Nickelodeon's Drake. Like
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, like
Think about it,
inspirational
yeah.
for me in my journey. Like I'm a
Really?
musician.
Yeah.
At the time, I was watching.
Oh
I
my
was
God, I
the
hope he
same
doesn't see
age,
this. He's gonna
and you know to
Facts.
just even like you know learn about that. You know the premise of the show was about like creative kids going to a school that
First time hearing this.
were creative,
Crazy.
and then to you know this full circle moment to like break that down.
He
Like,
wasn't bullshit. He was actually
It's
like
not
really.
bullshit,
Yeah, he
because-
was actually on the drums. Like
Exactly.
Like that makes me feel better about it because like to see that like group actually be talented, it's like cool because like when you watch shows, you're just like, can Ariana really sing? Like, and then she actually started singing.
And they all became
who they were meant to be, and like bigger stars than what they. I don't know. They were on fire.
I think
fire in both ways.
Leon and Ariana, they're
It's
going
good as it's
insane.
and he's done a good amount of her records too.
Yeah.
Like wrote and produced. I think he's going. In my opinion, I think he'll surprise. Like I think he's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think he's like it's dope that you said Drake. You know, because I never thought about it that. I mean, he did songs on his last project, but I just think him as his own entity is very like you know, like I think when people see just all of it and hear the music and like see him out and like see him perform, like yikes! Like
I'm very excited.
it's about to be some whole.
You got to do a Seattle show. Don't skip
Yeah.
over this.
Oh,
Don't
please.
I'm
go
gonna
to
ask him to come
Portland
here.
because I don't want to
Pacific
drive.
Northwest.
Come here, please.
At least
I don't
Tacoma.
want to drive. Do Tacoma.
Do Tacoma.
That's
Tacoma Dome.
45. It's not
Climate
the 2
Pledge.
hours.
Please.
That's
Please.
crazy.
Just do it.
I'm sure he would love to come
One
here
day,
and,
like we don't need. You can run it in the spring or something. However you want. You can come
His
when the
style
weather's
especially, you know, that like neo soul and R&B, the taking it
good.
back to
Crazy here.
It's dope. Like the song, like the music is very. It's a lot of things, but it's psychedelic.
yes, I got that. those runs are even like, like has some gospel influence.
That's crazy. You guys are fans.
No, we got to do our shit over here.
Like all those other artists are cool, but that's locked in.
No, he's we've spent a lot of time together this year. I didn't, but not in a like. I guess I wish I knew. Damn, now I know.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck. Okay, they told me that, but no, like I think he's. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I see him as Leon. Like I see him in the studio.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I see him making music, and I see him. I don't know, being creative. Like we have such really great like creative chemistry.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, I don't always even allow myself to have chemistry with people I work with. You know what I mean? I don't even want I don't want to know them. You know what I mean? And not in a way if I don't like them.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just I have to work on that because a lot of times artists really do like you. You know what I mean? Or they want to hang out with you, and it'd be me that'd be like, bye, like right after the video. You know what I mean? Like I just do not want to hang out. You know, but now I'm starting to like be like, okay, I'll come to the skating party. You know what I mean? Like I'll hang out a little bit, but also I'm like been hanging out in my own world and like creating things and stuff. But he's one that I feel, I don't know, I just feel really comfortable with as a person.
Yeah.
Like I said, his mom came to set. And I think I'll always be making stuff with him. Like the rest of my life, I hope. Like I really hope that we can make stuff the rest of my life and like the rest of his life too. Like I'm excited for people to see the next stuff too, because that's just like one thing.
You know what I'm about to fucking do.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm gonna tell him like,
oh please, yeah.
I didn't know. Like
he's
like crazy.
Yeah, he's good. Like great here. I need the show. I need the merch.
I'm gonna be like, yo, Seattle, like you have to
just a day. You don't gotta come tonight. Like do Portland too. They got fans.
Wow.
But don't come on a Sunday. Come on Friday or Saturday and love us.
I think he would love that.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking the other day, and I was just saying like for whatever reason, I still feel, even not knowing the detail of this, is that he has so many fans. Like I just feel that. Like I was like, yo, I feel like you have a lot of people that love you. You know.
Yeah.
And like genuinely, like I think sometimes artists feel like they don't have the support that they really do. You know, like I feel like I always, sometimes too much, gravitated to artists who felt that way. You know, maybe I feel that way too about myself, and I need to work on that. But a lot of my friends who are like real life friends, like I don't know, they might be successful in a way that where everyone knows their name.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've seen more of them be like, why doesn't nobody care? You know, in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You know. And they might be huge, but anyway.
Whoever you are, we care about you.
Yeah.
I wanted to get into the event that you're hosting on Saturday. What was it like for the residency to reach out?
That's dope.
And do you come home, like outside of family?
I haven't been here in 2 years.
Okay.
How it kind of came about, one of my childhood friends, Tai'Aysha, does amazing work with the Sankofa Theater. The residency, which I ended up finding out was created by Malcolm Moore.
Yeah.
Or co-founded. There's a few creators. But I've been working on them with this event for a few months. I kind of pushed the day back a couple times because I was scared. But the event is about music videos. I think I've started to understand recently, one, that I am really good at this.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, like I don't even feel like I've even shown what I can do yet visually. Like I just haven't. Like, cause I think it's so much of what I've been doing has been led by fear and like led by like I'm literally just waking up and doing it versus me being like, oh, I could really, okay, hold on. You know what I mean? But I think when we started the conversations, and Tame knew them and kind of like brought it all together. I was like, yo, you guys are really dope. And like Amir, Sarah, like their whole team, they just made me feel really comfortable.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like when they kind of told me like, yo, people would actually care to hear your story, like about video, like they just do something, you know, people would care. I think it took me a moment to be like, okay. And I remember leaving, honestly, the Leon shoot, to be honest, I remember leaving that day and thinking like, yeah, I'm playing with myself, you know, like, because like, this is really dope. And obviously I've seen all the footage I've seen, you know, so I just, and not even just that. I mean, I think there was things leading up to it too, But I think, and sometimes too, it's also who you're working with. And like, I feel like he's someone who's also been very empowering as a person. But I think after that video and after some of the conversations I ended up having with a few people, it made me feel like I got to stop being scared. Like I'm just past that point, you know what I mean? Of where I could play with my own life to that degree anymore. You know, I feel like we all kind of play with our lives to different places, but I'm just like, nah, like, because I want to now, I think achieve and do all the things I wanted to do my whole life, you know? Yeah. And I'm finally seeing like, oh, there is a physical thing of that with these videos. You know what I mean? Like even you being a fan of Rumor, you know what I mean? Actually seeing that. And like, these are massive artists in the world, which again, sometimes I don't even be putting two and two together. Yeah. You know, I don't think we touched on it yet, but like one of the videos I've done recently or that came out this year, Sweetie was in.
Yes.
And I didn't even, that was my first time meeting Sweetie that day.
Yeah.
You know, I had flew in to Miami and I think she was on FaceTime. I missed the FaceTime, basically. And she like invited me to, I went to her skating party, like, but recently, like a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But,
are LA skating parties fun?
That one, I'm trying to think. There was open bar, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know what's weird is now, I mean, I used to go to parties. Like, I used to be going 4 or 5 parties a night. Now I'm like, nah. Like, I be hanging out with my friends and, like, you know, I be doing shit. But there's parties. I think the pandemic has changed a lot and just the energy. And sometimes I don't be wanting to go or be around. Like, I'm not into it. But there was a good 5 years of my life where I was 4 or 5 parties a night for sure in LA. Yeah. And you could still do that if you want. Yeah. I choose not to partake. But what was this? Oh, Sweetie. Yeah. Sorry. So,
no, my apologies. I derailed us for this. You always see them on Instagram, so you're curious.
But you know, and maybe because it's like I don't have some following or I haven't created any of those things for myself. And honestly, have even thought to, you know, until recently being like, okay, wait, you know? And like, I remember even like, you know, TikTok is such a massive thing. Yeah. You know, I remember, you know, even Jason, for example, I've done stuff with him. Yeah. So before I was even doing videos, I worked with him for a few years. Like, you know, so I would see him close to every day. Yeah. Or be at his house every single day. So I saw, I think, pre-TikTok. So now he has like 50 million followers on TikTok. It's like, damn, like I didn't see zero. So it's just like, oh, that's achievable. And granted, he's a huge, you know, everyone knows his name. But I also have seen a lot of other friends that I have that have kind of went from like, no one knows who they are to like now the world does. And I don't know if necessarily I want that for myself. I just kind of don't know. I don't think, you know, for me, I would love for my art to do that, you know, but, Sweetie is a big one. Yeah. And I didn't even think about it, you know? But she's dope. Like, if anybody doesn't have, like, she, like, turns it on. You know what I mean? It'd be like, whoa. You know? Like, you almost have to be like, you know what I mean? Like, it's the hands, it's her, like, the energy is just, you can never. Like, it's like, how do you even get, you know?
She's ushering, like, younger women artists. And
yes. And and again, that was the first time I met her that day. I never had met her. We never had a conversation, nothing. Yeah. Her label, or the Atlantic, this is not Warner. The commissioner randomly had saw that Gallant video. And she had hit me up about doing, this is before the pandemic. I've never even told anyone this, but she hit me about doing a video. It was Tai'Aysha featuring Young Thug Future. It was a song called Lift Me Up. It was called Lift Me Up. It came out on Ty's most recent album. And we were going to shoot this video. Something happened. I don't even know. Pandemic. There was a lot. Yeah. So it never happened. So the commissioner was like, hey, we'll do a different video. Yeah. Skip forward to the video with Sweetie. And thank you, Mildred. But yeah, so that video, we shot it in Miami one day. I love that video. I also love like all the people.
I thought that was like in the Caribbean or something.
Really?
Nah, those shots was crazy.
It was one day, and I found like it was one day. I think there was one day of rehearsals or two. You know, she was rehearsing with the choreographer Antoine, who choreographed the video. Yeah. He's so fucking dope. Stylist Casey, he's incredible too. All these guys, by the way, have worked with like I'd be like, damn, you guys are like, you know. And again, I forget where I am, you know, all the time. And I forget that, like, so have I, but I be forgetting. But
you were in the same room, like you.
I be forgetting.
Please don't, because like you've earned the right to be in the like you've done shit for Beyonce. I know the nigga that used to work that runs Apple right now. Like we know people,
but you know, also not from
familiar.
like certain people are friends of mine,
Yeah.
but like and some aren't, or some like I've crossed paths with, you know. But I think that also does make me realize, like, yo, like that means you could do anything too, you know. And I never want the peak of my life to be on the name of who I'm working with, because I feel like I've only accomplished maybe 1% of what I want to do, if that. Like, if 1%, like I feel like I'm like 0.2% what I want to do.
Interesting.
But I am really grateful, and I always want to keep going, and I always want to like push myself. I think now I'm at a point where I'm not afraid to like show like the art that's inside and like in my head, and I haven't shown anyone yet, but I'm going to soon. I'm going to soon. But the vessel I think that comes from is for me for music videos. So you know the event, it's about that. It's kind of about like lighting. It's about production. It's about putting a video together. But I also feel like everybody, just how you guys are put together, everyone puts together things different. Like, it's not about me saying like, hey, this is how you direct a music video, or do it this way. Like, you know, because like I said earlier, like the first few I did are terrible. You know what I mean? And those artists may not think I'm, you know, amazing. You know what I mean? Or maybe I don't know how they feel. You know what I mean? Like
they
so
might want to double back now, but
you know, there's probably one I would. Okay. You know, one, and I really pray that I really do sit down with that artist, because I really wanted to work with that person really bad. And yeah, it just, you know, I hope that happens.
Okay.
But the others, bye. Like, because also I feel like don't ever let people play with you either. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes you fell because people played with you. You know, sometimes you fell because people fucked you over. You know, like, I think failing is so wide of a thing, you know what I mean? It's not, I think we look at it like, damn, that's fucked up, or damn, that sucks, you know? But it's just like, yo, like sometimes you legitly lose because like someone else was pulling a cord you never saw, you know? Yeah. So I think that like, whereas I used to like fault myself for things, not that I've never done wrong things in my life, we all have, but I've let that shit go. But yeah, there's one artist I would work with that I've worked with in the past, and it's a girl, you know, but or she, you know, that's the diluting her. She's amazing, you know? And that is one where I feel like, yeah, I wish I had my shit together. Yeah. But you learn that, you know, and you know, if it comes back, it comes back. Yeah. But the others, only a few. I mean, what's that?
Good luck. You're on to the future missions.
I'm like, come on.
The like, rest of the 99%.
Yeah. And last thing I'll say about this is, I also feel like sometimes people can see things inside of you that you can't. So I feel like there was a lot of times where I wish who I did work with let me know that. You know what I mean? Let me know, like, yo, I actually think you're dope, versus me just blindly walking into a music video, you know, just praying and hoping it looks okay, you know, or like praying the lighting, you like the lighting. It's like, you know, I'm not saying you're like, well, I love the, you know, but there's ways to make someone feel like, you know what, I actually want to work with you. Yeah. I actually want to create with you. I actually am thankful. I just or I see something in you that is, like, I don't know. I feel like there's ways to make somebody feel good and not so good. Yeah. You know? And that is a part of directing, you know, is like, you got to really make somebody feel comfortable. And I think sometimes some of the experiences I had early on, people made me feel like the help, and like, that's cool, but like, I can work with someone else, you know, that won't make me feel that way, you know, ever.
Absolutely.
So, and again, we're all helping each other. We're all like, but there's a difference between helping and being the help, you know, and even just that connotation of making someone feel that way. Because I even feel like when you are hired to do something, you're not the help. Like, and I think people can have this, they like to put you in the corner they put you in, you know, and it's like
the mutual respect.
It's like because you never know how much that impacts somebody, and you never know how much lifting somebody up will make them go further, you know, and you never know how if you're putting them down, how shattering that could be, you know. And I've learned that now, how impactful some of my own words have been. people in my life. I didn't know, but I know now.
Yeah.
And I hope people start to know that. And I think most people know.
Oh my goodness. Can I please? I'm sorry. I gotta hand clap the isms, man. This is truly a treat. You got anything else you want to get off?
We was around the sun. I feel like this has been beautiful.
Yeah.
Before I do take this out, I did want to bring this up. Brother wanted me to ask this for real, but I came up with the question. So, forgive me if I butcher their name. I wanted to ask you in your recent work, what made you make Tai'Aysha? Tai'Aysha?
Do you guys know who she is?
No, I'm not familiar.
I'm only familiar through you.
Got it. Okay. So,
but what made you get her into that tree?
Wow. Yeah, that's what took him out too. Wow. Okay.
If we're able to talk about it.
Yeah, no, we are. Yeah, I will. So I want to talk about Tai'Aysha for a moment, just to give context.
For sure.
Obviously, she was in the video with Sweetie. It was Tai'Aysha's record. Sweetie was featured on it.
Yeah.
But it was my first time meeting both of them doing the video.
Yeah.
Tai'Aysha is signed to a guy named Steve Morales, who's made some of the biggest records. She's signed to Atlantic. When they originally did reach out to me, she was she had never shot a music video. That was the one with Sweetie was her first music video ever. Wow. Yeah, that was the first time she ever been on set.
Wow.
Yeah, that was her first.
Fucking natural.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that was our first. We met the day before.
Yeah,
so we talked on the phone at Zoom or something, I think, but not like face. Like it was no face Zoom. It was like I don't know. But we had talked once before, and I think I spoke to the choreographer. I spoke to the people around, and so I met her the day before we shot, and then we shot the next day. And I don't know, I really like her. And what's crazy is we shot that video before, or not? No, we didn't. We shot both of those videos around the same time.
Okay.
The video and the studio, we shot them around the same time. Mm-hmm. But that video it was supposed to be I feel like it was supposed to be a whole different concept. Like sometimes I'll have an idea and like morph it, you know what I mean? Right. But these days not that far. Like the treatment, I'll shoot it to pretty much as is. But the tree was actually supposed to be in the Sweetie video. Oh. We just the tree got cut.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna say what I was gonna say, but we were at this house, and I'm very particular about locations, and I've learned to release a bit because I feel like I'm too I used to be OD, but Sherry, the producer, she found this house and sent it to me. We went, and I didn't even think anything of the tree that was at the house. I just was like, okay, we're shooting in here. Looked at the backyard. Middle of the video while we're shooting it, I noticed the tree, and I just thought, will you get up there? And she was down. So barefooted all, ants, everything. So they laddered her up there. And I don't know, I had her up there for an hour, and I remember Mildred, the commissioner, was like, get her ass off that fucking in an hour. But they were, I think everyone was just like, okay, one more one more take, come on, get her off the tree, because I had her up there, she's up in a tree, but
you gotta get
performing.
I think people are gonna fuck with that video. Yeah. I really do. I think I also edited that video 6-7 different times. I was so nervous about it because if I'm being super honest, I've been trying to really move away from I know this sounds corny, but doing pop or commercial type thing. I really want to get more of in a space of art, is because I feel like sometimes some of the work I do comes off more poppy than I see in my head. I don't know, but I also know how the art I want to make, and it's so far away from where I am now. You know what I mean? It's inventive, it's provocative, it's far away, and I think I sometimes fight myself on accepting a video or whatever if I feel fuck, this is not. But I liked Tai'Aysha, and I thought she was really dope. And there's something, after I think I start hearing and seeing the whole Rihanna, people say that a lot. Yeah. But I think that's dope. Rihanna is one of my inspirations, and I am so inspired by her and her whole creative team. Right. All by person I'm inspired by. They're really amazing. And And even Rihanna's photographer, I've been following him for over 10 years. So like I love her whole team. I love all the writers that have written her song. I probably know every writer that has written her songs. Like, and if I don't know them personally, I know who they are. But most of them I know, or have met, or have something like that.
Been passing with.
But so I don't know. I think for some reason it came out well in that video. The few people who have seen it has been like, yo, this is really good. Like I remember showing my best.
It's amazing.
Oh wow.
Before coloring too.
It's not colored. I'm coloring that one. I got sent. Roy sent me a. Let me actually see. But he sent me. We started working on the color yesterday. Yeah. But he sent me something, and there's like changes, of course. But I think it'll be really dope when it's colored. I do like it. Everyone that I've sent it to, and everyone in my life is really strong. Like they'll be like, this is whack. Was like, yo, this is dope. Yeah. And it's weird. It's a song like it's a song that I wouldn't in my natural life probably like have on my phone, but I have it on now, and I'm like, I would listen to this. Yeah. And the video made me love. Like, I don't know, like
the moment made you love it.
Yeah, and I think people will fuck with it. Yeah. Like she looks bomb as fuck. Like the editor of that, I work with. We literally work on Zoom together to edit just that one. He didn't edit the other one, but he's inspired me like fuck. Like. The first time I worked with him was on that Rumor Westside video. Yeah. We edited that together. But this one, he's insane. So he's edited so many of my favorite videos as a kid, even now, from Beyonce Deja Vu, Beyonce Freakum Dress, wow. Beyonce, a lot of her Carter stuff too, like the albums. I'm probably like there's so many Beyonce videos. Even Soldier for Destiny's Child he edited. Cassie, Me and You. Fuck. The Drake Future video. So many. Lady Gaga Judas he edited too, which is random. Nicki Minaj Ganja Burns he edited. But and the fact that I'm like, yo, like even if these type of guys want to work with me and do videos with me, I'd be like, what? Like, so I'm like, like what? I don't be thinking. Like, I don't be thinking that shit. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. He's like insane. He actually did Rihanna Part Up too. He edited that video. So, yeah, no. So we be on Zoom for hours of the day, like yelling at each other, going back and forth, editing a video, and it took us I think 2 weeks. Yeah.
Go ahead. Continue, Cammy.
So it took us, I think, 3 weeks to edit that video. Because the first few edits were just not there, and like. Yeah, it took us like 3 weeks, but he's fucking dope. Like,
and this is the Sorry video.
The Sorry video.
Man, what a cool fucking moment. I was gushing over all last night, like just honestly to see the influences. I don't know if you grab it from early like reggae, like early 2000s music videos, but If I could sum up things in my terms, that's really what the essence
so you can
is
see,
what
like,
I feel. Oh, such a resurgence. Such
really?
a like what this era kind of needs, you know. Those really good those
they're really you know what's though? Like music videos are really hard to make. Like I think
shit, I know Coy knows what you're talking about.
They're hard. Like I think like. And I know sometimes, like I said, I badger them or belittle, or I'm minimizing, right? But they're even the ones I'm like, oh, this is not that. Was really hard, and it takes hours. It takes weeks. It takes sometimes months. To put into perspective, like that Leon video, it almost months of almost a year. Although the final idea was probably like a month before or a couple weeks before, but it takes a long time to think of a thought, and now. I'm not spending that much. Like I don't want to spend that much time. You know what I mean? Unless it's on a film or my own like short film, which I'm working on now. But yeah, I'm like okay. I give myself the clock now, where it's like okay, let's go. But videos can take time for sure, and I hope that I hope people love the video, and I also hope that it makes people feel like they can do it too. Because you can. It's really hard. Sorry.
No, please don't apologize. Yeah. I truly cherish here the explanations, the stories, the isms, like I like to say, and being able to share these ideas and get to sit down and actually reflect on these kind of things. You know, you kind of spoke about it a little before. Like, we creatives, I feel like a lot of us can attest to we're figuring out the next project. We're trying to see the next coolest thing to do, and sometimes we don't have the moments to just gather and like reflect on those years of hard work and the time you spent like thinking about.
It's a lot of sacrifice, you know. Like when I was literally, no lie, when I was on my way here, I was thinking about all the money that has been spent on these videos by labels. It's been a lot of money, right? And I'm just like, damn, like, I wish I would have known that. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I would have known. I guess sometimes I just wish I could just sit in the moment more and know where I am. Yeah. But I think now that I know, it'll just hopefully I'll make better art and the videos will get way better. Like, I really feel like this year, like, I want to make videos that like I've never seen. You know, I want to like make videos that people have never even thought about ever. You know, and I think I'm on my way to that now. You know, I think I'm also comfortable now to do it. You know, not comfortable in every way. I still feel like I have a lot of things, you know, these small insecurities or whatever, but I think I can do it. But yeah.
I love that. Here, before I truly take this out, friends, Cameron, do you have anything you want to share with your friends, family that might be watching right now, might be tuning
Hopefully
in?
I don't. I'm like, please. You know, that's also it's weird. Like, I have this weird thing about people like,
don't watch the work that I do.
I know.
Don't tell me how you feel about it.
I know.
Just
It's
admire
weird.
from afar.
Don't even do that. Like, because a part of it is like I don't even know how these art people be finding me, but you know, because it's just like I've started to kind of I've started to just I guess think of like I'm always scared of that, but I have to start realizing like it's not that deep, you know. People are going to, you know. It's like, but that has been a big fear of mine, which I think that's also why I was never really like vocal about what I was even doing, you know what I mean, in Seattle. Like I said, like because I'm from here, I think there's obviously people I've known this whole journey and known since I was a kid. But I think a lot of people, whether it be high school or just I've known for years, are like, wait, what? What do you? Like, how did you? What? Huh? You know, because I was never really like sharing. I'm a very private person, you know, like super like low key, and I was never vocalizing what I could do. I never really like worked with a lot of the Seattle artists here. You know, I never did a video with somebody from Seattle as an artist. Wow. You know, so I never really, I don't think people even here saw a lot of the, like it kind of went from like I was here to like, now I'm doing a video with Sweetie. You know what I mean? Like I think there's a lot of people like, how did you from Garfield to, you know, but I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily think there's anything I want to leave for anyone else but myself. And I know that sounds really fucked up and selfish, but it's just like I know me and I know what I've been going through and dealing with all these years, and then I'm just proud of myself for even sitting in front of a mic today. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of myself for even like not ghosting this. You know, just like, you know, I am, because like I can really like be scared of things, you know. But I'm working on it.
Well, here's the first one. I just thought of this. Embrace it. Here's a challenge. Embrace that. Maybe the next time we get to talk, we can break that down. But man, and hopefully
there's a lot more videos too. Like I think over the next few months, like there's a lot of videos there's a lot of songs that I have that have, you know, people have sent me or whatever, and I do want to make, you know, kind of put a large focus on like making videos with Leon and art with him, because he's someone that I don't know. I'm so inspired by him, and like I said, I wish I knew all the depths of like the Victoria, all those things. But I just think there's artists that you just connect with and have just a really, I guess, close creative relationship with. You know, one of my, you know, really good friends from my in real life, I would say, and we've actually shot something. I think it's coming out in June. But I feel like we kind of connected really closely as well outside of music, I guess. Her name is Seven. She came to Seattle and performed
Wait,
last summer.
What? 7 the artist?
You know, this is one of those times where I'm like, damn, that was random.
So
but
you know that
go. You know that example of when I was talking about those artists don't be knowing how big they are.
Yeah,
she's one of them that stuck.
7, you're fucking incredible. What the? Hey, 7. Whenever you're doubting yourself, just look in the mirror and be like, I'm that motherfucker.
But you know what's weird? I feel like I think I've gravitated toward a lot of artists that have felt they've just dealt with those like inside things, you know what I mean? Almost to demise, you know, like, and I think same, you know what I mean? Like that's where I think like that's just one of the parts of the fear and the hiding, you know what I mean? It's just like but yeah, so I think we shot this, like, it's really beautiful. I think it's gonna come out soon. But back to I want to make more stuff with Leon, and I have a couple other music videos coming out soon that I did. I don't know. All right. And I've been writing a play too. So that's my next
wow.
Thing. Yeah. I want to actually put the play up in Seattle this summer. Is my goal. So yeah.
Fifth Avenue.
I don't know where yet. Okay. Like my goal I think is I want to kind of focus on music videos and get to like I really want to just do them at the highest level. And I want to have a play, you know, that kind of really reaches people and that like I think we're on our phones so much that I think that people be forgetting like how dope like in-person energy, how just in-person art is.
Yeah.
And I wanna do that. So I've been writing it. So yeah, I'm actually writing it while I'm here, like in Seattle. I'm finishing it. So, yeah.
Please let us know when it does happen in Seattle. Because we're pulling up. I'm there.
Oh yeah, we're in
and come on Saturday. Like I mean, we're already. You know, it's weird. We are already past our capacity. But if you do, like, just come on Saturday. Yeah. I mean, you guys come for sure, but everybody come who's listening to this.
That's a little hand clap for you groovers out there, man. Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Was it? Oh, sorry.
Let me take us out. This is amazing. KWJT, you've been grooving with this out, man. We got Cameron, we got Corey, we got Coy, man.
I know.
And Tavares.